mic is yours.
Alright, okay. So good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
That's not enough. It sounds a bit less energetic. I want a bit more energetic. Yes. Yeah. Okay, I am. Good afternoon, everybody. So today, my group, consisting of, well, obviously me, Bama, Arvin, Sam, and Alex, otherwise known as Gabe. So our group will be presenting about Middle English, specifically Middle English. So this is our general overview slide. So before this was the Old English, right? Now it's Middle English. And after that is the modern English. Well, actually there's a little bit like early modern English after that, but whatever. So today we'll be focusing on the Middle English part. Why is it in the middle? Because it's in the middle. Okay. So, our topics for today. Yeah, 3 events in particular that are pretty, well, according to us, are pretty important. The first one would be, sorry, my voice cracked. Yeah, the first one would be the Battle of Hastings, which Eric had. Last week Eric touched upon, but this week I'm going to touch upon it again because deeper. Yeah, a bit deeper. Next we'll be talking about the Black Plague, or otherwise known as the Black Death. And the last one would be the 100 Years' War. Yeah, 100 years. Why is it 100 Years' War? Yeah, it's a very long war. So the stage is yours for whoever is taking this one.
So I'm going to explain about the Battle of Hastings. The Battle of Hastings took place in the 166. In that time, King Edward died, and he doesn't have a heir to replace him.
Heir.
Okay. To replace him. So Harold Godwinson seized the throne, but he had 2 rivals. Harold Hardrada, the King of Norway, and William of Normandy. So William won, and then the language was changed, became to French mostly. It's mixing with Anglo-Saxon English with Norman French. That mixture will eventually become the English we know today. Language still classified as West Germanic, but heavily influenced by Scandinavian and Roman language.
So a summary of this, well, I'll just do a quick summary. This slide is basically, these two be fighting, they be fighting, then boom, Battle of Hastings. Yep. Anglo-Saxon lost, and the Norman French won. So what do you do when you take over a country that doesn't speak your language? Well, you make them learn your language. Yes.
Now, after the Battle of Hastings, we're going to be talking about the 100 Years' War. The really long war. Now, this thing happens in the period of 1337 until 1453. Exactly, the 24th of May, 1337 until 19th of October, 1453. There are 2 sides of this war. Of course, in a war there has to be 2 sides. The first one is Valois, or the House of Valois, that comes from French. House of Valois.
Okay, so this is a quick illustration of this event.
Then comes the second, which is the House of Plantagenet, that is from England. Now, the thing is, the House of England wants to rule over House of Valois, which is French. So, and the French, of course, decline. So they have a fight, as usual. So, this war is so long, it took 5 generations to finish. And the 5 generation comes from 2 rival dynasties. From the Valois, from the guy that says, no, are people from French, Scotland, the crown of Castellar, Genoa, Bohemia, Aragon, and Avignon Palace. These are the French side. For the England side is the British, Great Britain, Portugal, Bavaria, Papal Slaves. I don't know how I speak the name. I butchered it, I know. And from this side, the leaders, again, from 5th generation, started from Philip VI into John II, into Charles V until 7th. Really long for no reason. And from the Plantagenet side comes from Edward III, Richard II, and Henry IV until 6th. Now, why was this battle?
Arvin, I just want to ask a quick question because I might not know about this, and these guys might not know about it either. Who was the one who took the land first? Who came to the land first?
The England, because the England are greedy people.
Are you sure?
Yes, greedy people that wants to take over French.
Pretty sure yesterday you said it was the French people who came.
So it's the England.
So now you're giving me false information. Okay.
Shut up. So why, again, as I just explained, why does the England want to take over French? They don't actually want to take over French. They want to cooperate with each other, and take over more land. Usual stuff. So, but let's just say that the England actually lost. England lost for some reason. Now, what happens when England lost? Valois retains their throne. Valois also strengthened the French monarchy, and also from the England side, they decided to reject everything French. So it comes to like this. England was bereft of its continental possessions, leaving it with only colonies. Now, from this comes the rejection of all things French, including its literature, language, and stuff like that. But the thing is, the French language in England is already so deep because it is used by the royals. Royals has to be able to speak French. That's why it left so many vestige in the English vocabulary. But because they are rejecting French as a language, English became the official language and French is no longer used.
Okay. The next one will be yes, like that. Now, based on the picture right now, you're probably going to be very confused. Yeah, this is what it looks like right now. So we're going to jump to another presentation.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk about Black Death. So, the Black Death, or the Great Plague, was one of the greatest pandemics in human history. The Great Plague is from 1347 to 1341. What caused this pandemic is the bacterium Yersinia pestis. So the bacterium is from the rat. Spread by that. So
the lice within the rats. Lice.
Yes, the
but there is a controversial. The new research tells that it's not came from the rat, it came from the human. The new research says. And the death toll is between 72 to 200 million. And the most important is disease killed a third of the population in the region. Yeah, so this is the illustration about about the black death. Next, please. This is the map. Shows the epidemic. So, based on the research tell that the disease originated from Asia, and it spread to Europe, and finally to England. This, as you can see, the color on the map shows that in what year the disease spread to the area. Next, please. So, this is the condition before the plaque. Before the plaque, in the 14th century, English is not a main language. So the main language is French. English is a secondary language. And also there is Latin. Latin was used as a religious spirit. So the religious people, the priests, use Latin as their language to perform what do you call it? To perform religious rituals in the church.
But when I say you need to prepare for the presentation, I don't mean you being a French.
Like religious ceremonies or also in Latin. So yeah. Now the effect of the plaque is that many of the Latin-speaking clergy and French-speaking aristocracy died because of the plague. So, plague. Now, I found out that there is a connection between the Battle of Hastings with this plague. So, in the Battle of Hastings, in the what year Battle of Hastings? 1066. In 1066, before 1066, English is the main language, right? And after that, after the Battle of Hastings, French become the main language. And this plaque caused the reversal to the process by which when the Battle of Hastings, French had replaced English as the official language. After the Norman conquest, now the condition is go back to the first condition, that English is used as the main language. And after the Norman conquest, this, oh my god, 1066, right, Battle of Hastings, French, French replaced English as the official language in 1066, and after the plague, English become main language again.
To add a little bit with the Black Plague, as you can see that it happened in the middle of the 100 Years' War. Just imagine how Europe was back then when you go outside, you have the chance to die because of the war and also the plague. What a great time, was it?
If I can add something, there is a research too that what caused the plague is that what caused the disease is the sanitation, the condition, the lifestyle is not healthy. So it caused the pandemic to spread over the world.
Well, that was quite an interesting presentation from you, Bob. Your French accent was pretty on.
Italian.
Italian plus Italian.
would be the rough overview of what happened. So this is man. He's in city, our town. Black bubonic plague slaps him in the face. He dies. And plague doctor shows up. Well, actually, that plague doctor is not really that affecting the language, but you know what I mean. Right. Now for the conclusion, we'll go to your slide, Alex. No? Okay.
So the conclusion of the three events that happened may have
They may seem a bit like why would you associate a like a plague with language? Right? Like from the point of your point of view, you might think like why would language be affected by sickness or something like that? Well, it turns out there is. Yeah. And what were you gonna say?
all of the three events have associated with language because, just like everyone did said, the events occurs with not only one speaking country but another speaking country, just like English become invaded by French or the other way around.
Yeah.
For example, the 100 Year Wars. On the 100 Years War, many English regarded French as the enemy's language. But it turns out when they invade English, it becomes their language. And then, oh shit, I lost time. Wow. And there is another linguistic legacy. Maybe we can see another battle that costs more lives or money, but in here the battle does not cost, that doesn't pay with death, but legacy of language. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it from us. Here are the references. And yeah, that's it from us. See ya. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure you all have a lot of questions.
Yeah, actually, if you guys have any questions,
So let's ask. Let's start. Who wants to ask a question first? Yusuf. Okay.
years or
There's the black plague.
yes.
That's what they use.
Yeah. You wanna ask what is that mask or what? Oh, so you should ask if it's necessary to use the mask when the black plague happens.
No, the mask is only used by a doctor.
So if you get someone out there, those are called the the plague doctors, exactly. So you might be asking, does all the people use a mask? No, they don't all use a mask. Only specific people does. And if you don't know what's in front of the mask, it's actually some flowers. Because when the Black Death happened, there's so many dead bodies on the street, and it smelled horrible. And they have to clean all the things out. That's from the stench. They can't really hold the stench, so that's why they put flowers in front of it, so they don't smell of death. So does that answer your question? Any other questions? Oh, hi, how are you?
What kind of
What kind of what?
the situation?
Black.
Can you
What kind of
clarify
plague?
your version?
Is this? I mean, from animals or
This plague is kind of, well, the thing is, there's again explained by Bama. This, what are you asking? Is it from animals? I think the source. The source. No, the source is actually from how dirty Europe was and how many people died dead bodies, if you don't know, create so much bacteria that could affect human. Now, the thing is, why people say they'll spread through rats and lice is because rats tend to eat dead bodies. Dead bodies that is probably infected or really deconstructed. How do you say this? No, not deconstructed, but rotting flesh. Basically, rotting flesh. They eat it, they get the plague, and they spread it because lices and rat piss contains those viruses. That's how it started, really.
Maybe I can help to answer the question. So, can I?
No, let me
Switch.
be your
Can I
interpreter.
speak?
Let me be your interpreter. Just say it to me.
Jadi begini, Cindy.
Ini pertanyaan.
Awalnya itu dari Asia, lalu menyebar ke ini. Kalau zaman sekarang ada namanya bubonic plaque, itu ada zaman sekarang, dan itu penyebabnya adalah bakteri tadi itu, yang bakterium apa itu?
Yersinia pestis.
Ya, Yersinia pestis. Itu dari binatang. Cuman saat zaman dahulu ini, tahun 1347 sampai dengan tahun 1351, ini kan belum ada ilmu pengetahuan yang bisa mengidentifikasi bakteri apa yang menyebabkan kayak gitu.
Konklusi masih
Ya.
Kalau di Middle East mah udah banyak
They're not well educated.
Research yang terbaru mengatakan bahwa bubonic plaque ini berbeda dengan black death, dan mengatakan bahwa sumber dari black death itu adalah dari manusia, bukan dari binatang. Teori sebelumnya mengatakan bahwa itu dari tikus atau busuk-busuk. Tapi kemudian dibantah dengan teori yang baru ini, katanya mengatakan bahwa ilmuwan mengatakan bahwa itu dari manusia, bukan dari binatang. Sampai sekarang belum terjawab dari mana asalnya. Tapi yang jelas menurut teori itu dari Asia, menyebar terus dari sini terus ke sini ke Eropa, sampai ujungnya nanti jatuhnya ke Britania di sebelah sini. Dari Eropa Timur ke Eropa Barat terus mereka.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
I mean, you have to ask a question. Else you won't get it.
Yes. What is it, Vincent?
Sir.
Oh. What is it? Can you tell me?
So I actually in the second semester I read that in this semester also we learned that English is originated from the Germanic language, the Germanic origin, and then French.